hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Toke. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Quote a great philosopher.
You can't keep me in here, Megatron!
So, welcome to another episode of the M&K Productions podcast. I'm your host, Mac. Joined here as usual by my co-host, Miss Flamingo.
Hello. Okay, so what philosopher comes from this quote for? What show, what film, what was this from?
That was from the 80s Transformers series with our good old buddy Starscream.
Okay, I didn't watch the Transformers animated series. I was really not into the Transformers stuff.
You heathen.
I know, I didn't really watch the Transformers movies until I was like the live action ones with Shia LaBeouf until they came out. I was never really interested in that.
Oh, you freaking
It was more like for boys and
wow, okay. I'll remember that. Telltale Games. I'll remember that. But anyway, welcome to another episode. If you notice, we have been really, really freaking busy, and we're going to keep being busy because that's how you become great.
Yeah, we've been busier than I thought. A lot of interviews have come our way. It's been a lot to, take on, but it's great for our show because we love to connect with filmmakers and actors and directors for you all, and we love talking to them. So we have more coming soon, and we're going to do our Oscar special soon. We're going to bring back a fan favorite for the show. So lots of in store coming our ways. So Mac, though, we did a special episode today, which is the Dare episode, I'm going to call it.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, the Dare episode.
Yeah, Dare episode where at the end of the last episode we did with Scream with our good old friend Bill, we both gave each other movies to watch, and on this episode we're going to review it. So the movie I had was Barb and Star, and I gave you Menace to Society, and I really can't wait to hear what you have to say about that.
Let's just say one movie's depressing.
Yeah! So that will be the meat and potatoes of this episode, but we're also going to go over some film news, and we're going to go over some box office numbers, and maybe I'll give you a little hint of what I've been watching because I need to get this out of my chest. It's been a rough weekend, folks. But without further ado, Kristin is ready to go. I think we should start into the news, right?
Yes, it's time for the news.
Cue the transition.
This is CNN.
All right, so the news for this episode, I will go first as usual. I have news out of the Indiana Jones camp. So, Kristin, are you a fan of Indiana Jones?
Yeah, who isn't a fan of Indiana Jones? I'm not a great of the huge last one though. The last movie
Crystal
that
Skull?
came. Yeah, let's not visit that road with Shia LaBeouf. Let's not go down that road.
He's gonna be the next Indy. But Indiana Jones is one of the producers for the movie, has almost completed filming, and if you know, Indiana Jones 5 has been in it's officially kind of been in development hell during due to COVID, Harrison Ford getting injured, casting issues, writing, filming. So yeah, it's been a while because they announced it back in 2015, and it's been almost 7 years. I think it's supposed to come out next year too.
Yeah, it's been a long process in the making, but every film has its obstacles. But I'm happy to see the full thing come out soon.
So why did you like Crystal Skull? Was it too wacky for you with the aliens?
Pretty much.
Oh, well, maybe this time they'll let Indy be like the old guy, and then they'll retire the character.
I think people just like the fact that Indiana Jones. I think you'll probably discuss this later. At least maybe some kind of connection to it, but it's a great deal of similarities to the Uncharted, with Treasure Hunter finding an artifact.
That's where it got its inspiration from, Uncharted.
Yeah.
From Indiana Jones.
Yep, and there's a lot of great insight to it. It's not like an average superhero. He's just, the one-shot deal guy dealing with either a monster or a boulder coming straight running down a hill towards you. It's, it's just fun.
And snakes. Don't forget the snakes.
Oh, and the snakes. Lots of snakes.
Might have to be snakes. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for the new Indiana Jones. I don't know. It's that's the one movie God, back in the late 2000s, that's every 80s or 90s movie were getting reboots or anything or a sequel, and then it was cool seeing Indiana Jones back in the theater, but like it's been very dormant. Like we haven't gotten anything except for that Lego video game, maybe.
I forgot about the Lego game, but do remember seeing it being advertised when I was a kid. So yeah, there's lots of in store for the film. I'm really curious to see how they're gonna tell Harrison Ford's final take on the character.
And this isn't a Spielberg movie too. He has nothing to do with it actually. I think he's not even a producer nor directing it. This is the first Indiana Jones movie with no George Lucas or Steven Spielberg attached.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to watch. But what's your news story?
Okay, so my news story is that did you watch Loki?
No.
Okay, I enjoyed Loki. It wasn't my favorite that was released last year of the Marvel series, but they tapped on the directors for season 2. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead were going to be the showrunners for season 2. Last season, it was by Kate Herron, who directed episodes of Sex Education and the pilot episode of a show called Daybreak. So it's kind of going on with production. This is like the current season 2 that's currently going to start filming soon. We're supposed to have like a Winter Soldier and the new Captain America, which is Anthony Mackie. Sorry to those who I'm spoiling it now, but it's been almost a year now.
That's not a spoiler because that was an Endgame. That's
what
they hinted at.
But like, now he takes. Well, here's the thing.
Well, you knew it was going to happen. That's not like a spoiler.
Anthony Mackie doesn't embrace and use the shield not until the last episode of the season.
A cliche because he's going to because he's going to realize, hey, I have to be responsible. I could be the Captain America in my own way. I didn't know what happened, but I'm assuming I saw the clip, so I kind of assumed that's what happened. It's like because you can tell.
Anyways, well, we got
not the subject.
Well, we were talking about Loki season 2.
Yeah, this is Marvel. All I know about Loki is Miss Minutes is voiced by Tara Strong.
She's great in it.
Fine.
I love.
And I do know there's a jump scare with her, and it scared me when I saw the clip. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's a great. Miss Minutes really is like the little cherry on top to the series. It's great.
What is okay? I know the ending. Should we just talk about the ending for Loki season 1 since it's been almost a year now?
Yeah, the season finale was back in I want to say July. So yeah.
Didn't they kill a version of Kang the Conqueror played by the amazing Jonathan Banks?
Yes.
So that's why this multiverse is so screwed up. So that's why people said that Loki was kind of.
Did you see the finale?
I just read about it. I didn't really watch it.
Okay.
And I know Jonathan Banks says he's going to play. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as the same character, but not as that version because that was a multiverse version of it. So that's why the multiverse is starting to get screwed up, and people were saying that Loki was kind of a big part of it. Yeah,
Loki's a huge part of it. So, and then it makes me question now, will Loki even be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I could see him maybe having a cameo.
He probably will, because Thor's going to be in it, or maybe he's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably won't have a huge role in that, given Loki's tie-ins with that, but it feels like it makes more sense to me with the last Guardians of the Galaxy film than it does for Thor: Love and Thunder, I think.
Speaking of superhero finales or comic book, did you watch the finale for Peacemaker?
I haven't watched it yet. I've been a little behind on Peacemaker.
It was good and funny.
I saw like something like someone started to show like a little spoiler to it, and I was just like, no, I need to finish. So
I'd recommend everyone who doesn't think Peacemaker's a good show, go screw yourself. This is actually a great show. This is what happens. This proves to you that you can make any comic character great with a good writer and a good director.
I think I like the fact that I'm enjoying maybe Peacemaker a little bit more than Suicide Squad. Maybe it's because of the performance of more of seeing like John Cena.
Well, the thing with Peacemaker too is that James Gunn actually knows John Cena's strength, because let's face it, John Cena is like a serious macho tough guy you can't take serious because he looks like a big goofball. But like make it, James Gunn's like, you know what? You seem like you're John Cena is unintentionally funny at times. It's like he's just funny, and like him in the series is just proven that like he is probably a great comedic actor.
Yeah, I mean he's great in the little moments in Trainwreck. You know, despite how much I don't like Amy Schumer.
Don't forget Blockers.
Blockers is a mess. I did not like Blockers.
Blockers was funny. Anyway,
Blockers was one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Loki season 2?
Yes, Loki season 2. That's how we go off the rails. We went from talking about John Cena to Amy Schumer. And
Amy Schumer, that word will never come about. But yeah.
Oh yeah. We should say before we move on to the next story, what do you think of the Oscar host this year? Because we got Regina Hall, we got Amy Schumer, and Wanda Sykes as the host, because each woman will be taking on like an hour during the award ceremony. Do you think no host and just give out the awards, or we need a host to liven up the...
I wish there was no host. I loved it.
Thank you.
Have a host, because when you have a host, they try way too hard. Because let's not forget the great train wreck of Anne Hathaway and James Franco hosting the Oscars. Or was that that was a train wreck. But like when there's no host, it just makes everything smoothless, and it's like it kind of
they keep it going. You know, they have to keep the train going because you know they have a certain. You know, I'm sorry.
Get Ricky Gervais to host again so he can roast everyone. That was awesome.
I think everybody was really rooting for like you know. Either like Tom Holland. Remember that was a big discussion, you know.
They should just give Kevin Hart. Let Kevin Hart do it again.
Well, Kevin Hart was supposed to do it, but then he dropped out because he got canceled. You know, but I'm just like
he got reawakened. Just let Kevin Hart do it. He'll probably make it.
I think he would bring in a young audience. I think a lot of young people like Kevin Hart, and then I think it would have been fine. But one other hosting discussion that was talked about was the Selena Gomez and Martin Short.
I would have loved that. That would have been awesome.
And Steve Martin. And that would have been amazing. I love Only Murderers in the Building. I think it's one of the best comedies out there right now. And they all have great comedic timing with each other. And it would have been a really fun show, but since they couldn't get them, I saw something that it said they couldn't get them as hosts because of scheduling conflicts. Okay, so then don't have a host then. Have them host next year then. So not too thrilled about the hosting this year, especially the fact Amy Schumer is a host.
Nobody cares. That's the main story. But anyway, on to my story. So my next news story that'll knock the socks off. Are you ready to have your knocks? You ready to have your socks knocked
My
off?
knocks and socks off? Yes.
Yes. Knock your socks off. All right. So
knots my stocks and my locks and the stocks and the socks.
All right. So did you know? Are you excited? Did you like the Fantastic Beasts movies?
No, I didn't even really watch that. Did I watch them? No.
Well, tough titty, because we're getting Fantastic Beasts 3, and the trailer was confirmed by Warner Brothers and Jude Law coming on Thursday. When this recording goes out,
are we getting a new trailer? Because I saw a trailer when I went to go see Dog today.
We're probably gonna get a new trailer. I think we're gonna get the official trailer. Release. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, did you like the Fantastic Beasts? I don't care.
I don't give a shit. The only reason I cared was for Johnny Depp, but all that happened. And
Well, Johnny Depp's not in them anymore.
yeah, like I don't know anyone in those movies. Like except isn't Josh Gad in those movies?
Josh Gad is not in Fantastic Beasts.
Wow, I'm thinking someone. Yeah, like no, it was crazy because the first one came out, and I know people were like, "It's okay." Like
It's like, why even bother? Because the other one didn't get like great praise
the
either.
second one was even worse. Second one had worse ratings, and people were like, "What are you gonna like?" Nope, we're still doing a third one, and Jude Law's in it, and it's like I have no idea what they're doing. Like, and it's supposed the timeline is so confusing. Like, it takes place before, but like not too before. I don't know. I think Harry Potter needs to rest.
I don't really care about the Harry Potter stuff. I'm one of those millennial kids.
Wow, how dare you?
I never got into Harry Potter.
How dare you?
Never get into the lore of it or.
Watch your dirty mouth. That's disgusting.
Thank you.
I was joking. Harry Potter was like it's that one movie where like you know it and like you'll watch it or like the series, but like if you're not in it, I'll be like, yeah, that's kind of like with me and Lord of the Rings. It's like I appreciate it, but I'm like I'm not gonna go deep into this.
And I'm like I didn't have like I guess because the Lord of the Rings 2 was around the same time as Harry Potter, so I just couldn't get into it as a kid. I was just like, I was mostly focused on my Disney Channel stuff and other films.
Let's watch a Disney Channel
movie.
Let's watch Buzz on Maggie.
Buzz on Maggie.
We should do another episode of Disney Channel original movies. That'll be awesome.
Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. We're gonna watch a Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Like a ranking of the Disney Channel movies.
We should. Write that down. We're going to do that. All right, what's your next news story?
All right, so our last and final news story. I thought this was kind of interesting, so I thought we could have a little discussion on this.
Uh-oh.
But The Weeknd is set to headline an immersive music special on Prime Video. Molly, you got to move out of the way. My dog is blocking my news story. But The Weeknd is set to headline. Where'd it go? The Weeknd is set to headline the Dawn FM Experience, an immersive music special on Prime Saturday, February 26th. So that's coming up. And it says, according to Amazon's announcement, the special expands on his album Dawn FM into the immersing visual, creating a theatrical performance event that will envelop the audience in its unnerving and moody world. The special will be available exclusively to Prime members in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide. Have you listened, Mac, to the Dawn FM, the Weeknd's latest album?
No, but that sounds like a pretentious way of saying we're just going to have a live concert on Amazon Prime. We're not just saying it's going to be a concert.
And here's the other thing. There could be a tie-in to this with Jim Carrey because Jim Carrey does provide some audio to the Dawn FM album. I've listened to it. So, and this would be a great time because, you know, The Weeknd is set to go on a summer tour. I think it's supposed to be this year.
Live Nothing Happens.
It's been canceled because of COVID.
Yeah,
but
Live Nothing Happens. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled again.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey is also set to star in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 film.
Can't wait.
So this will be a nice little thing to say, hey, go see Sonic if you enjoy this. I'm also in Sonic, so...
That's such a weird combination.
I know, but it's like,
I would never hear Jim Carrey.
I feel like, you know, with Jim Carrey, he took like a break in the, 2010s. Like, I don't remember a lot of stuff that he was in.
He was doing more independent stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of artwork, and, he had that Dumb and Dumber remake released.
He wasn't in it.
Yeah, he was.
That wasn't them, was it?
Yeah. Jeff Daniels and Dumb and Dumber. You don't remember that?
I thought that was. Oh no, I think it was Three Stooges. My bad.
No, that was also just as bad. Yeah, so we have that, and also music documentaries have been a latest trend. I want to say in the last year because of the pandemic. So, and also a lot of artists have been giving their fans a lot of insights into their worlds. We had, Shawn Mendes documentary. Justin Bieber also released a concert film last year. There's a really great Blackpink documentary that came out in 2020. So, what do you think of music concert films and documentaries? Are you into them, Mac?
No, because you should just say you're gonna have a concert, then make a documentary about it. What happens to the days of just making it of like, hey, I wouldn't mind. I like the documentaries where it's not like they try to be fancy with the whole. We're gonna have an immersive concert experience, or just say we're gonna just film a concert and then splice it together in a feature length film. Like I want something more like this is it, Michael Jackson, because I still that's one of my favorite. Actually, it's actually one of my favorite like documentary based on a concert. Because like not only was it special because MJ passed away, but it was more special because like you got to see the mind of like Michael trying to do this one last what was going to be like his last concert. And I like that insight more of like that. Even with like I like the documentaries, the live concerts I don't like. Even that Kanye series on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
That's like an insight to making like his albums and him as an artist. I watched the first episode and I couldn't really get myself into it. It's a lot of behind the scenes footage, and it's maybe because I'm not a huge Kanye fan. I was just curious to see it, so that's why I watched it. So, this goes into his deep thought process and the documentarian and his relationship with Kanye and just following him around. Like, it's amazing with all the footage. Like, it's amazing how the camera does not stop recording him.
This is 20 years worth of footage of Jesus, so we're gonna get everything.
Yeah, it's pretty insightful though, but
yeah, I don't know. I thought the whole like concert like stuff. I thought we stopped that with the two Justin Bieber movies and that the Hannah Montana one and then the
like the concert, the Jonas Brothers one.
Yeah, I thought we stopped that. So I don't know. It's weird seeing it again now, but I don't know. Maybe
they're making a comeback, and I guess it's still in that time and phase now that like we'll talk about the box office later, but people are now like more comfortable. People are now having their concerts, back into full swing. Billie Eilish is having a big tour right now, and
my friend saw her on last night in Boston.
I really want to go to the show, but it's tomorrow, and I'm not. Tickets were so expensive, and I was just like, no, thank you. I'm not gonna pay the high prices. So, summer concerts are happening again. But The Weeknd is set to go on a summer tour this year, but I haven't heard anything.
Good luck to you, Abel. You'll do good.
Are you a Weeknd fan? I should ask that.
I actually am because my favorite song is still Starboy, but I was more for.
Starboy is so good.
But like, I want to see him more acting because I like him in Uncut Gems. I need to see him more doing movies.
He's supposed to have a executive produced series that's going to be coming to.
That doesn't count.
HBO Max and HBO World, and Troye Sivan's going to be in it.
That doesn't count. I need him in a movie. I need The Weeknd in more movies.
I like the music videos that he does.
I like the one where it was the bank robbing thing you told me about.
That's False Alarm. That's like my favorite video he's done.
I liked it because it felt like Hardcore Henry, and it was the dude who made Hardcore Henry did it. So.
It was, and Nobody. So that's what I wrote that in my review for my review for Nobody, and it's the director of Nobody and Hardcore Henry. All right, so that was a little fun topic. I think, Mac, we should keep this fun train going and talk about our special Dare You to Watch It episode.
Yeah, so let's get into it with me first, talking about Barb and Star. Cue the Dare, one of those infomercials.
You mean you should just cue in the Barb and Star trailer?
I feel like we lost our shimmer. Let's do something different.
Should we try those socks with individual toes? Ladies!
I just got back from vacation. Gorgeous men packing their Speedos.
What's the name of the place again?
Vista Del Mar.
View of the swordfish.
Hi! Hi!
Room number again, please, sir. 611.
6'11"?
6'11"? We're in 124.
Rated PG-13.
All right, so our Dare movies. I guess I'm going first. So I had two choices. I screwed up royally. I should have said, you said it was a comedy or drama. Knowing you, I was like, yo, bet the drama is going to be like depressing or like sad or bad. So I said, I'm going to do the lighthearted comedy. And you said Barb and Star. And I ain't going to lie, no idea what that was. and then I saw it and I'm like, oh, I remember.
Yeah, okay, let me tell audiences what Barb and Star is about. Barb and Star are a lot like, I can't even talk, excuse me. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar is the name of the film. Lifelong friends, Barb and Star embark on an adventure of a lifetime when they decide to leave their small Midwestern town for the first time ever. And, Mac, what
Yeah.
did you think?
It was a movie. No, I was joking. It was actually like, okay, so watching this after the 2022 Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, I was already in a bad mood. Or no, I was actually in a good mood because that movie was so funny bad that I was actually happy.
Okay, I must say before you continue, I love Barb and Star. I think they're a hoot. Go ahead.
Was interesting because of how do I? It's like there's musical elements of it because like from the poster, it looks like something you would make when you're on Ellis.
I thought it looks like a Lisa Frank poster.
And seeing how
Lisa Frank. You know the
and seeing how freaking Kristen Wiig was one of the writers, and when watching this, it's like I could see it because Kristen Wiig's humor is very specific, and I love it because I loved her in the Looney Tunes show. But I liked Barb and Star.
Yay!
It was it. You know what it reminded me a lot of?
What?
It reminded me a lot of the Yellow Submarine. I don't know why. I don't ask why, but like it was fun. I thought the chemistry between Kristen Wiig and Annie
Yeah.
Momoto, I thought it was really good actually.
Yeah, it's great to see that they're friends, but their chemistry on the when they actually film together, it's so electric. Like I love how the two of them just play off of each other, like their conversations, especially in the furniture store. That's so funny, and anything that they did with Jamie Dornan, oh my god, it was so funny.
I will say I was shocked to see Damon Wayans Jr. in here. I was like, what the hell are you doing in here?
Well, he wasn't like, had some experience with comedy given, the New Girl series.
No, but
And
even still, I was just like, what are you doing in here? Like, I would not see you. I would not match you in here.
And to be fair, I rewatched this film again because I first saw it when it was released about a year ago. It was released, when a lot of the films, you paid the $20 price fee, and then you had to like the film because the film was supposed to go into theaters, but then it was put on pause because of the pandemic. Then released last year in time for a holiday called Galentine's Day, which isn't a real holiday. Neither is Valentine's Day, but nonetheless, it's a fun watch. However, it's humor not made for everyone because it seemed like it got some mixed reviews from audiences.
Yeah,
critics liked it, but
some of the jokes it didn't land for me.
Okay.
I felt like like I said, I saw Kristen Wiig was one of the writers, and her comedy is very like I wouldn't say quirky, but more like that basic humor, if that makes sense.
I think it's more. I don't consider it that. It's not so much basic humor, but it's more of the SNL days when she was on. At least
she was
I'd
on.
like to see it because this wasn't executive produced by Lauren Michaels, but this has like a similar effect like a MacGruber, which she was in, back in 2010. It just brought her back down to playing just an over-the-top silly character that she would have played on SNL. And she's
this felt like an SNL skit as a movie.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not executive produced by Lauren Michaels, but I'm just kind of disappointed that he isn't because the way it's just filmed and just put together. But I will say the movie is produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
I did see that. So was this the first thing that Adam McKay and Will Ferrell were attached to, like for a little bit? Because I know they had a falling out.
No, they've been together working on stuff for a long time.
No, but recently they had a falling out. I heard, and that's why Will Ferrell's not in any of his movies because he wasn't in Don't Look Up.
Well, they're still producing a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So at least I haven't heard anything, at least a bad falling out. They work on Succession. They're executive producers of that, and I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
Maybe it's stupid tabloid stuff, but Yeah, Barb and Star is like they feel at times ditzy, so I felt like I was watching a Brady Bunch movie again. But like it works for the environment because they're Midwestern Nebraskan girls in
And they
Florida.
go out and they go to
Florida, the
Florida
hellhole of the world.
Keys, and they stay at this hotel, which is like super clean and filled with bright tropical-ish neon colors. And there's a villainous plot going on, which is very unexpected. Do you want to talk about the villain that shows up? Sharon Fisherman?
Honestly, I forgot about the villain. There's parts of this movie I blanked out on because I was tired. But I watched it, but I was just tired.
But the villain in the film is played by Kristin Wang also.
Oh,
and
God.
she's plotting against a demise of Vista Delamar and the bad experience that she had because she grew up with, her character has white pale skin and she has a sensitivity to sun, and she was just like this, outsider kid, and she was planning to send these like killer mosquitoes that were like set to kill everyone. And because of this incident, I won't go into full detail of it because I recommend people to watch it, but it becomes so outlandish, but the film is very self-aware of that.
Like I said, it's like an extended SNL skit. Like everyone's in on the joke, and that's what makes it
Especially
genius.
Jamie Dornan, and I love the fact this is so different from what he's normally been in. Because mostly audiences know him from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's him.
That's Christian Grey. Yep.
That's him. Oh my God, I never knew. Didn't know that.
Yep.
I knew
That's
that name.
Jamie
That name.
Dornan.
The name looks familiar, but I just didn't put two and two together.
Yep. And he was also in the Trolls movie that was also came out in 2020. So now he's coming up with a lot of unique stuff, and audiences are starting to get to know him more than just Christian Grey. So I really liked him in this. I think that was this. And then if you also haven't seen him in Belfast, go see him in that. He's making his way, and I'm curious to see what also he's going to star in the next few years. But do you have a favorite song in that film?
Not really, no.
I think the music is great.
It was so ditzy and
it sounds.
I couldn't take it seriously with them. Why are they singing? Come on.
The opening of the hotel.
Pig. I don't hate the movie. It was fun, but I was I'd rather watch a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, your choice to watch. The other choice, the drama choice, was Pig. I wanted you to see that because
I'm pissed. I should have picked.
It was a great Nicolas Cage movie that came out last year, and it wasn't nominated for the Oscars, which I was a little annoyed about, a little salty about that.
How industry hates Nicolas Cage. He's a renegade. He's a.
We gotta review him in the massive waste of
the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yep. We gotta review that. So yeah, I'm gonna tell audience go watch Barb and Star. It's cute of a comedy. It's cute.
I wouldn't have seen this in theaters unless I got dragged to the theater.
Oh, I would have seen this in theaters. This would have bombed out theaters though. But
it did bomb in theater. It made $32,000.
Well, it box office wise from VOD rentals. So
so it released. It's on Hulu if you want to watch it. I'd say if you want the whole ditzy SNL style humor and kind of LSD trip type of film, watch Barb and Star. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Good. I gave it a B+ when I saw it. So
would I watch it again? Maybe, but I would probably have some people make a watch party of it. I don't want to watch.
Oh yeah, this is a great watch
myself.
Party movie.
I would not watch it by myself again.
It's a great watch party movie. I forgot how great the comedy is in this movie. But yeah, go watch Barb and Star if you are interested. But now it's time to review my movie.
Yeah, so
a movie that
I gave to Kristin, and it's something, and I knew exactly what I was doing.
You knew right away you were doing. Why don't you tell audiences a little bit about Menace to Society?
The trigger got no harm. Menace to Society, the hardcore movie of the year, is the hardcore album of the year.
So I guess I gotta do work, so I ain't finished. I grow up to be a straight up menace.
Featuring tracks from Spice One, MCH, and Smooth. Plus new music music from Too Short, BDB, Ms. Kilo, High Five, UGK, Ant Banks, Cutthroats, The Lynch Mob, Brand Nubian, Kenya Groove, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, plus DJ Quake. And keep watching after the film for the video, Sugar Got No Heart from Spice One's 187 he wrote, and the original motion picture soundtrack from Menace to Society. Both out now on Jive cassettes and compact discs.
Menace to Society is a 1992 hood film, and I mean that in the literal sense. It's like in the hood, and it stars Tyron Turner and Lorenz Tate as Kane and O-Dog, and you follow Kane, who is a recent graduate in high school, and he's just trying to navigate life in the hood in Watts, California. And Watts is known for being very low impoverished area, and if you know your history, that's where a lot of the Watts riots happened in the 50s, and actually plays like kind of like a little underlying tone in the beginning of the movie. And this movie is often lumped together with Boys in the Hood as like those two like hood movies everyone watches, but in my opinion, I think Menace to Society is my favorite one out of the two, because Menace to Society offers a more realistic portrayal of what goes down in the hood, and many people can agree with that, because the opening scene lets you know what type of tone this movie's in. So, Kristin, tell people what you think about the opening liquor store scene.
So I went into this film. I watched this right after Texas Chainsaw, and I was like, well, I was very unsatisfied about that, and I also need to watch the film. So I went into that, and I was like, thank goodness this is a better movie than Texas Chainsaw. And I knew you liked this movie, so I went in with high hopes, just going, okay, has to be good. And it's been talked about a while for, cinema over the course of a while, and I just didn't get to see it. I've seen clips of it, but no, I haven't seen the clips, at least, of the dangers or, the most shocking elements. I think what really drew me in right away is the opening sequence.
Yep.
I was just like, what? Like, my jaw dropped to the floor. I was almost like...
So you want to explain what happens in the opening scene in your perspective?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say it right away, but was it Kane and Kevin O-Dog?
O-Dog. Kane and O-Dog.
They go to a liquor store, and there's a Korean cashier and his wife. Kane and Kevin kill the cashier and his wife, like in a violent gun battle sequence thing, and I was just like, jaw dropped the floor, and I was just like, I was just very surprised to see, I guess, what really drew you in and what the world you're gonna face in Kane's view, because this is told from Kane's POV, and he provides a lot of, he's the narrator of the film, so there's a lot of violence and drugs that go on. And there's a lot of people around Kane who want to make himself better, but unfortunately, he surrounds himself with not the best people, in my opinion.
Case in point, O-Dog.
Yeah, O-Dog is not a good friend, I should say.
In Kane's word, he's the craziest man alive. He's young, black, and he just doesn't care.
And I'm just like, you guys need to listen to the English teacher and get some good influence, because I like the English teacher.
And you just do it. You got to think about your life. Being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on. And you're the prey.
At least he was like a guiding light for Kane, but didn't listen to the English teacher, because the ending for this film is, and I should say the entire film, gets really depressing. I just felt really sad as I continued to get absorbed of Kane's world, because there's a lot of heavy themes for this film. I guess I could spoil it because the movie's over 30, almost 30 years old now.
Yeah.
But Kane dies.
Yep.
Which I was kind of hinting down the road which was going to happen, given the gang relations that happen in this film. And I wasn't surprised, but yeah. And that was it. It's Kane's life when he was with his friend, when they kill the cashier and his wife, to the very minute where Kane dies. I was like, well, that was really depressing. I didn't want to have to watch people die.
After stomping Alina's cousin like that, I knew I was gonna have to deal with that fool someday. But damn, I never thought he'd come back like this. Blasting. Like I said, it was funny like that in the hood sometimes. I mean, you never knew what was gonna happen or when. I had done too much to turn back, and I'd done too much to go on. I guess in the end, it all catches up with you. My grandpa asked me one time if I care whether I live or die. Yeah, I do. Now it's too late.
Yeah, it's just a realistic version of like what happens, and it's like, you know, that's why there was always that thing that bothered me was like people would lump this together with, like I said earlier, Boys in the Hood. And with Boys in the Hood, you know, Boys in the Hood, it's a classic, but like it's more of like the glamorized version of like what people think what happens in the hood and
I could
everything
see
like
that.
But like Menace to Society, it's like we're showing you like all no like Hollywood like makeup or anything. This is like raw stuff, and
Yeah.
respect because you actually feel like, wow, this is actually kind of dirty. Like there's no like you don't feel bad for anything. You don't even
No,
feel
I
bad
didn't feel bad. The only person I really felt bad for was Jada Pinkett Smith. Otherwise, everybody else, I was just like, these are just horrible people. Like leaving your friends out to die in the street.
Oh, when they got carjacked.
Oh yeah. I was like, you're gonna leave them there to die?
You said we'll get that another time, and you know, I have some fun. I have some interesting behind the scenes facts if you want
Oh
to know.
yeah, I want to hear.
So, you know the character Sharif, their friend who was Muslim. He was trying to get Kane to like be on the straight and narrow too.
Yeah.
Originally, that was actually going to be Tupac's character. That was going to be Tupac.
No way.
Yeah, but Tupac beat up one of the Hughes brothers.
Oh.
And because Tupac said he just didn't see like how someone could be Muslim, like how someone could be a gangster and a Muslim. Yes, he actually wanted to be O-Dog, and I felt like that would have probably maybe been kind of cool, but
It would have been cool, but I do like the performance.
yeah. And then MC Ren from NWA, he was gonna be Ajax, who was MC8, the one that they like their big homie that like helped them get revenge for Kane's brother, not brother, cousin. That was gonna be MC Ren, but he converted to the Nation of Islam, so he got MC8 as that, and I like that. I think the performances in Menace Society are really, really good, and as
they're fantastic.
Lorenz Tate would go on to be in Power, like a big series, and he actually won some awards for that. Like Lorenz Tate is literally everyone in this movie is a great actor, even from like small roles and everything like that.
Yeah, like I said, I think the most surprising performance here comes from Jada Pinkett Smith because I haven't found her in anything that I really liked as an actress, and this is actually one of her strongest roles, even though she's more of a supporting character. But she's good in it.
Yeah, so check out Barb and Star, and
Menace to Society.
Yeah. Also look up the soundtrack for Menace to Society because that has the coldest soundtrack I've ever heard, especially the main song done by MC8, Straight Up Menace. Like that is like a jam right there.
So different from Barb and Star.
You are not wrong. So if that does it, I think we should probably wrap up, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's play us out, MC8. All right, so wrap this podcast up. This very awkward middle section. Let's leave it off with a happy note with the box office. So coming in number 10 on the weekend of February 18th of 2021, we have The Curse coming in at $2 million and number 10. Number 9, Blacklight with $2 million. Scream with 2.2 million. 7, Sing 2, 3.7 million. Marry Me at number 6 with 4.3 million. Jackass Forever, number 5 with 6.1 million. Death on the Nile, 7.5 million at number 4. Spider-Man No Way Home at $8.5 million, number 3. Dog, $18 million, number 2. And number 1, Uncharted with $51 million.
Were you surprised that Dog came in at number 3? No, you don't. I'm just kidding. Uncharted was number 1. How do you feel about those results?
Dog, I kind of knew it was gonna be in the top 5 because like they marketed the hell out of that movie, and it's like, it looks cute. So I know
I
you
saw it. It was cute.
but I'm not surprised with Uncharted. Even though Uncharted's not the best movie, it has like that. Hey, there's people who are like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Let's go see it. And then the people who have played the games are gonna be curious to see if the movie sucks. And yeah, it sucks.
I saw some people who reviewed the movie and didn't see the games, but the people who at least didn't play the games praised the film, but for those who played the game and saw the film were underwhelmed.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say for me because I played well, here, let me talk about mine.
Okay.
I played games 1 through 3, expected to see chapters 1 through 3 in the film because of the car sequence that happens in the third game. So I played games 1 through 3. I'm about to start 4 soon because the whole movie is based on the fourth game, which I didn't realize that. And my boyfriend said, oh yeah, good thing you didn't realize what was going down. So I was like, okay. And Chloe is in this movie when she's not even in the fourth game.
Yeah, she's in 2 and 3, and then she's not in the fourth game, but she has her own spin-off game, the Lost Legacy DLC.
My boyfriend calls it because one of his favorite YouTubers is Donkey. So in his review, like for Donkey, like when he was like listing a bunch of games or something like that, Donkey called it Uncharted for girls.
Pretty much, because if you got Tom Holland in the main role, like I said in my review, Tom Holland was terribly miscasted. He did a good job for what he had to work with, but he should have never been Nathan Drake.
I don't believe Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. I think he has charisma. Like, it just felt like I was watching the Spider-Man character.
Spider-Man just going on a treasure hunt?
Without the webs, Like, he did try. You could tell Tom Holland gave whatever he could.
Yeah,
but I felt like I was watching Spider-Man.
And when he said he didn't really like his performance in this movie, I knew, okay, that's a red flag right there. When your main star says he doesn't have faith in his performance.
And I remember listening to a couple of interviews, and Mark Wahlberg was originally set to play Nathan Drake.
Wouldn't be surprising, because if they did this a few years ago, he would have been Nathan Drake, because he would
have been a great Nathan Drake. I think.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I really like that Nathan Fillion video with Stephen Lang. I thought that's perfect.
Yeah, that was the fan film back in 2015.
I think
people said that Nathan Fillion should have, because it should be like an older. If you're gonna do the fourth movie or the fourth game as the source material, and then tease the first game at the end like that, but you should have had the older Nathan Drake if that's the case, instead of the younger one. And I don't know. We'll talk about this later, but Uncharted was very disappointing. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was just a disaster too.
But I will say what I think I wanted more out of was the last post-credit scene that audiences get to see at the very end, because a lot of people left when.
Was it the one where the
second post-credit scene?
His mustache.
Yeah. With Mr. Whiskers.
I knew that was gonna come, because I'm like, I bet you that was the last scene in the movie. And apparently that villain, the guy with the eye patch, he's connected to the villain from the first game, and I didn't know that until I Wikipedia'd it.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is this way the film should have been. I really liked that last post-credit scene a lot. I was really drawn in. The whole interrogation scene with, the guy with the eye patch and Tom Holland, then all of a sudden Sully showing up with Mark Wahlberg with that mustache.
Paste on mustache.
Yep, the paste on mustache. I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I'm interested. This is what the whole film should have been. Like, my boyfriend and I agree, that's what the movie should have been. That last scene.
But no.
At least that would have been a little bit more thrilling. I didn't feel any towards excitement with this film. I was kind of let down. It's okay. I can't even say it's average either, but I was just it's not a great video game movie either, but it's just
It's mid. Really, really mid. But that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank you all for tuning in.
Our next episode will be our Oscar special.
Yes, it will.
be tuned in for that. We're going to bring on a very special guest. Mac and I are both very excited to bring back this guest come on. Should we reveal who it is, or should we let audiences be surprised?
Let them be surprised.
I'd like that idea more. So please tune in to our Oscar special along with our interviews. I hope you enjoyed the Philip Martinez interview and along with other interviews that are soon to be coming up.
Yep.
So,
check us out on Instagram at M&K Productions Podcast, my personal page, Mac Movie Reviews, Kristin's personal page at Miss Flamingo. Check us out on Twitter at KFilmingo and at Mac_movie _reviews. And don't forget, we have a Patreon, which you can donate $1 a month to help us support in all our future endeavors with making this our full-time hobbies and such. We love y'all. So until
we do love you.
So until next time, this has been Kristin. This has been Mac, and you've been listening to the M&K Productions Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you in the lanes you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch. Nah, all that shit it fit. Rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star. I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds. I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat laid back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.